Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in. Check out your boy B Farm, thinking right out here in my lab, and I'm in another book. We're doing the Egyptian Book of the Dead. We're gonna break down some hieroglyphics translations, and we're gonna break down trill, the Trillanio method of breaking down the hieroglyphs. The hieroglyph interpretation, then the translation. Should be good. I got a good one today. We're gonna go over what is human existence and what is its purpose. Why are we here? What we come here to do. Let's talk about it. Rightisms. It's 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with message. There's always a message in my stories for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in and receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily, will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission at all, right thinkers, know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get that together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through. That's what I do for you. It's rhetorical. But if you don't have to answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. Don't be them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself add to might not be true. Right thinkers, let's talk about P. Funk's philosophy. What is human existence and what is its purpose? It'll be interesting from my man's perspective. Human life is a process, pay attention, in which human beings, spiritual beings, having a human experience in various situations ranging from pain, suffering, to happiness, pleasure, in between the time span of what? The time they were born, the time they died. We call it life. What you do in between them times will decide what you do on afterlife or recycle life, okay? AKA reincarnate, all right? So that's the concept. So now, from the yogic point of view, again, philosophy, all human situations are painful. Why? Because they are distractions from the true source of what we know to be bliss and abiding happiness, where it dwells within the heart of all man. True happiness is here, not out here. Understand that? So, attached to objects and relationships outside of oneself seems like a normal course of human life, and it is for a helpmate, married, couple, opposite getting together, creating life. Yeah, that's life. That's what script is written for. What you do with that, your own, is what you got control over. But the masses, here we go, the masses of people, they will adopt this mode of existence. You know, out of what? You ready? Out of the biggest problem that we have now, ignorance. Ding, 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 ding. My number one arch enemy, ignorance. You don't have to be ignorant of yourself. That's the last thing should be stopping you is your own ignorance of self. And that's what we're suffering from as a mass of people. Ignorance of what? Glad you asked. Ignorance, watch this. Ignorance of your deeper self, your true self, your higher self, whatever it is, but ignorance of that, spiritual ignorance, if they had knowledge of this deeper self that's within them, my goal is to do just that, to get you to have that knowledge, because I have it. That's what been passed down. Knowledge is process. And there would be now no need for you to seek any personal fulfillments through worldly achievements, worldly possessions, and worldly relationships. Ding, 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 ding. Guilty as charged. That's being ignorant, and he filled the bill. I'm speaking from my experience of somebody who I know and love. So I'm not being nothing facetious to know I'm biased. I'm telling the truth. Simple as that from what I understand it. In this endless search, being ignorant leads every ignorant individual human being to engage in various situations in life entanglements, which in the beginning seem to hold the possibility of what? Bringing about happy circumstances, bettering your situation, making it happy. I just gave a lesson about being married. You got to do some things that make you unhappy for you to be happy. Another situation. But again, this is a life situation. I'm trying to give you real life lessons. But which invariably only leads to pain, suffering, and frustration when you are egoistically led. You're going to get what you want, but in the consequences of you getting what you want, this is what you're going to go through. But the ego don't care. That's the difference, okay? And a mature, enlightened human being discovers that ordinary human life cannot satisfy your inner need of the soul and the spirit because it is unpredictable and transient. I mean, it's just for a moment. It ain't everlasting. It ain't forever. No. God is forever. Conscious knowing who you are lasts forever. Watch this. So what should one live for and why? Again, deep breath. Try to calm myself down. First of all, did not the ancient Egyptians build wondrous monuments and innovations in science, medicine, and government, social order, etc.? Yes, we did. Again, for all the same purpose. As a bunch of people get together for the one purpose, they can fulfill that. We got a bunch of people with different purposes, and we ain't building nothing. Y'all tried the Tower of Babel. How'd that work out for you? Moving on. But the pyramid was built by a group of people on the same level, same vibration, frequency, the same goals. That's all. That's how they did it. So, and today, we ain't come close. Wow, we can't duplicate it. They did not. Listen to this. How they got it done as a people. They did not withdraw from the world, but they did not seek spiritual fulfillment through the world. Spiritual rewards are internal. Spiritual gratification is all inside. It's not material. We live in the material world, but only thing y'all love is material stuff, material things. That's what this was based on. That's why those who love it here is called the devil. I ain't got a problem being here. I know how to live and survive now, but I figured it out. But that's the goal. We need to understand and teach our young how to survive in this material world. Don't become materialistic in the material world. Become a devil. Become spiritual. Raise above the materialistic nonsense. See it for what it really is and understand it and deal with it for what it is. And your life will be just as good as mine. If you got you together, life situations don't change that. That's the idea, having you together. You're going to have that situation. You don't control the situation, but you do control you in those situations. And again, they built all those wondrous things, ancient culture. Watch this. And this is the first key to truly understanding of our ancient Egyptian culture and their spiritual philosophy. I'm a spiritual philosopher. I understand it. That's why title. You do not have to turn on that idiot box, the TV, okay, programming, or even read the nonsensical stuff they call a newspaper to see the miserable condition of most people in the world today. It ain't hard to see. I tell you, I'm bombarded with what? Ignorance. Ignorant people doing ignorant stuff. I live with it every day. You can't get around it. You gotta learn how to slide through the molecules of ignorance like an eel through seaweed, so to speak. But ignorance ain't going nowhere. Every individual is responsible for his or her ignorance. And a lot of people satisfied with being ignorant. So you have to maneuver around them, so to speak. But think about, okay, damn the world. Your own life. Use you as an example. Use you as the guinea pig. Use you as the starting point. Use you as the man in the mirror. All those things start with self. So self-knowledge is what you need to obtain. I'm here to help you with that. So look at your own life. So has there been any situation, now this is looking at yourself, right? Take a good look at yourself. This is mirror time. I'm putting the mirror up. Has there been any situation where in happiness was abiding, where when you got happy, it lasted? No. Object and things for the moment. Again, pay attention. Now, have you experienced any relationship with someone who never disappointed you or caused you pain? Not me. Why? Because I'm still pissed off about my first sweetheart breaking my heart 50 years ago. So yeah, I ain't got over that. I'm disappointed. So I haven't had a situation since that did that. So understand the consequences of action, and everybody reacts different. So was there ever someone who didn't disappoint you or cause you pain? Can you say, not me? We all have. Has there been any possessions, things that you have acquired, which did not lose its luster or power to bring you happiness, or that you did not become bored with at a certain point in time? Everything new? Good. After the news, well, yeah, looking for what? Something else new. That's the ego. That's the desire to just desire. It constantly desires. And when you fulfill certain desires, there's some consequences that come with those desires that if you try to fulfill them, you're going to be responsible for what you did to get them desires fulfilled. Feel me? Sneaky, deceitful, lying, all those things you do to what? Fulfill your personal desires, your egoistic desires that nobody knows about but you. And he too. Even though it made you happy to possess it in the beginning, and that's with everything, new car, new house, new relationship, whatever, anything. Even those people who say they are happy, okay, with life. I'm one of them people. I'm happy with my life. Oh no, gentlemen, damn that. I'm only concerned with mine. So I only control what I'm doing. I'm fine with my life. I can't speak in general. So as is, they are deluding themselves again and what? Into believing that the happy moments that they have outweigh the painful ones. That's the roller coaster. That's the proverbial seesaw. Up 1 minute, down the next. Up 1 minute, down the next. That's not a good way to live. But most of us think that's normal. They think life is supposed to go that way. No. That's what you're supposed to do. But we see it different while we've been ignorantly brainwashed to think and believe that. So until we become conscious of our own, on our own, because if the person who gave it to you is wrong, guess what? If you follow it, you're wrong too. Moving on. Be careful who you get with the information age. Be careful who you get information from. That's the big problem right there. I see a whole bunch of, man, a lot of y'all who don't know, I know y'all just loving it. I'm saying, what the hell? Moving on. But again, this is personal. You guys look for yourself. This is things you need to see. This is not true. Why? Because even the happy moments are setting you up. What? For failure, for pain and disappointment. What? In the future. Why? Because all worldly situations in relationship with people come to an end. When you get married, say till death do us part. Okay, they got divorced, so that don't hold no water. Stop with what they say, nonsense, please. I don't give a damn what they say. What do you say? What do you do? You can't live off of what they say. You ask somebody a personal question, what they say? No, I'm asking you. If you knew thyself, you wouldn't worry about what they say. I tell you just what I know. Thus, by living in accordance with what this ignorant philosophy of me and I, of egoism, of life, frustration will only come. What? No. Life, your happy moments, because longing for more happy moments. When you have your happy moment, all you do now what? Long for more. You ain't happy. Nope. That's the satisfaction of one's ego. It ain't never gonna be satisfied with whatever it is. He don't care. I want more. I want this. I want that. I just gave you this. Don't make a difference. Who that sound like? The devil. Yeah, that's how y'all put him in the mix. And I understand the concept. I get it. But the devil's you. You know, outside putting on the devil, maybe no, you did it. And when these are not possible, for you to get things that you want to make you happy, what happens? There is now disappointment and frustration. Just because, like a little kid, I want the lollipop. No. Okay, it's dinner time, whatever the reason, the parent saying no. The kid don't understand none of that. He just know what he wants. Right then and there, that's the ego exercising and flexing its muscle to see if it can get what it wants by any means necessary. And these is kids that start early in life. And as they get older, now that longing and that frustration does not end even at the time of death. Your craving, the desire that you have here, when you die, they're still there. That's what they're telling you in the conscious mind. I still want to do this. I still want to do that. So I ain't ready to go yet. I'm going back. I'm going back in. When I leave, I ain't going back in. That's like a doctor come out of the operating room, 12-hour operation. You going back? Hell no. I'm going to get me some rest. So yeah, whatever you do at the same point in time, you know when to say when. But when the body dies, it is going to die. That's why fear of death makes no sense. The body is going to die. What's in it won't. You got to figure that part out. A lot of people ain't got the point where I'm going to die. Yeah, no, the body is. See, again, ignorance. But that ignorant mind continues to hold on to the deep-rooted desires for the worldly fulfillments. And this is what causes our spirit and soul to what? To be impelled toward what we call countless new lifetimes, reincarnation, because of our karmic entanglements, meaning the stuff that you did in this life will follow you into the next life, and so forth and so on until what? You get it right. That's the purpose of being here. Your existence is to come here to get the experience and get it right and go about your business for eternity. Hope you understand this. I feel like I'm teaching right now. I hope my message is getting across, but this is fun. And when you follow that ignorant mentality of worldly fulfillment, all of these occur out of ignorance of one true self. That's my point. That's the point I've been talking about, teaching about, but I can just sit here because I didn't just make it up. Wrap it up with this one. I'm going to make this one quicker for you. Some people say, man, you've been too long. Okay, I get you. Let me make my point right quick. Anything that's visible in the physical world is ephemeral. Ephemeral. Okay, that means what? Short period of time, not long. I was going to transfer the word. I looked it up. I would just use temporary. No, they want to use that word, so I'll get the definition. It means a short period of time. So they're Pacific, not temporary, ephemeral. All right, that means the spirit world and the visible world is ephemeral. Short period of time. Life, this physical body, that's all you got. But the spirit that's inside, that's the world, that's forever. Did you know that the spirit that's in you don't and can't die? Only the body do. So you gain spiritual strength from this sense of what? From this sense, nothing physical can destroy you. Calm down. Nothing that happens to this body got anything to do with what's inside the body. But you have control of the body, so the things that you do come back to you. That's how karma is. Karma is action. You reap what you sow. You put this out, you get this back. You did this, you cause an effect. All this is laws that's set to us by God, not man. Man got to follow them. You got to understand them. That's what you got to do. If I'm a participant, give me the rules. Let me know the rules, the boundaries. And see, now I decide if I want to engage or not. Something I don't want to be bothered with. Move it on. In life, it's your decision. And you got to remember, if you're the decision maker, you should get all the information you need so that you can make what? Better decisions for yourself. So being ignorant of yourself, you're not going to be able to make good decisions. Wrapping it up. Labor not. That means don't do stuff for riches first. If it's about the money, it say labor not for riches first. And most people think what? First, second, third. It's all about this in this society, material world. Why? It gets you everything else you need. With this, you can get everything. Money can't buy you love. Shut the front door on that one. Why? They can act. You can buy love. Oh, they love you as long as you're taking care of them. They gonna show you love, physical, mental. They don't give a crap. But if they can pay, you can buy love. That's my point. It sounds like no, it's real. You can't buy real love. No, but you can buy love. You can buy sex. You can buy anything you want. Moving on. But again, labor not for riches. Why? Because those things you're gonna do with it, stuff that just makes you happy. Being a billionaire, my man, I don't like this guy too tough, but I can call him out. But he said something profound. Okay? Billionaires, the reason why you're billionaire, to help people. You don't get all that money to just say, I got it. That is the dumbest thing in the world, and I agree with him on that stance. So yeah, if I had a bunch of money, I'll make a bunch of people happy while not giving them what they need. Money. That makes them happy. I don't need them to work. No, just make them happy. Do your thing. Just help somebody. I see Shaq do it. I love that about that guy. Now, I don't know how many other people do. I'm pretty sure it's more. But he let it be known. Oh, I give a whole lot of stuff away. I got a whole lot of stuff. Hello, and me giving it away, I ain't losing nothing. That's the benefit of having it and continually making it. Why? You just keep generating. Somebody benefiting from him being there, millionaire status. That's the good part. Doing stuff for the people in the hood. I know all the stuff he's doing, but everybody ain't doing that. So you can't just, no. If everybody did that, take care of homelessness, take a whole bunch of other stuff. Why? Money supplies they need. They don't have no money. So you're going to be homeless because you ain't got no money to pay the rent. Okay? Moving on. Again, in life, we're supposed to take care of one another. Shaq is doing a good job with that. But again, we'll say here, labor not for riches, but think thou afterwards will enjoy them. When you earn it, you can enjoy it. That's what you earned it for. But if you just doing it for that, and it says, he who neglects the present moment, the now, throws away all that he has. If you ain't in the moment, you worry about how you used to be, so you ain't doing that anymore, but you so caught up in what you're going to be, how it's going to be, that you miss the moment. It says, at that point, you lose everything. And this is a good analogy. I like this one. As the arrow passes through the heart of the warrior, while the warrior knew not that it was coming. That means we don't know the time of death. And that proverbial arrow right to the heart, you don't have time to think. Party's over. That's it. Okay? You didn't plan for it. You wasn't prepared for it. But if you're a warrior, you're prepared to die. If you're living, you should be prepared to die, because that's what's going to happen one way or another. Somebody kill you, or they should take its course. Okay, die of old age, natural causes, whatever. But we know the body is temporal, ephemeral. That means short time. It ain't got a long lifespan. I want to get 3 digits out of this damn thing. I want 100 years out of mine, so I'm trying to get it to 100. Okay, so shall what? They don't know where it's coming from. That means the time of death, we know not where it's coming from. That's the concept, philosophically. So shall his life be taken away when before he knew it, that he even had it. That means if you live a life planning, and never really living it, when it's over, you missed the boat. You missed it. You didn't get to, you missed it. The moment you didn't, I know brothers said, God ain't never blessed him. That's just him being ignorant of, again, him his higher self, but you can't tell him that. Nah, you know everything. But how could you do? Jesus said what? God's grace is spread over the world. Nobody can see it. If you can't see the blessings you have, for the things you have, the situation in life that you have, the stuff that you went through, you don't see the blessing in none of that? Jesus Christ. Moving on. All right, let me wrap it up. Again, appreciate you tuning in. Now, there is no happiness for the soul in an external, meaning the world, anything physical in external world, since these are perishable, temporary, ephemeral. True happiness, and this is the one I'm walked away from, lies in that which is eternal. The soul and knowledge of self is eternal. When you do those things, find that out for yourself. It says here, be the chief of all mysteries at all life festivals, meaning know your mouth, come in Hotep, aka peace, and enjoy life on earth. But remember, it's ephemeral, but don't become too attached to it. Why? It's ephemeral, aka, what's that? Transitory, not forever. So this is just a phase. Life is a phase. You got to get to what? It's going to end. And if you pass this phase, the test we're here for, then you go on to the next one. Hope you got the lesson. That's what human existence is about, and the purpose is to what? Pass the test of being human as spiritual being, having your personal human experience for yourself, to know yourself. And until that happens, you will continue to have this life cycle we call human experience. And becoming free from the clutches of ignorance is not a simple Not as simple as you learning about the cause of it. Knowing the problem, I get a lesson, and doing nothing about it don't mean nothing. Even if you are honestly and truly believing in your philosophy, whatever it is, the mind is yoga, right thing philosophy, and your mystical spirituality, religion had three phases. You had to pass to become spiritually enlightened. And all of your mental efforts, that's what it's all about, learning. You just don't have to believe. When you have mental efforts, you can negate what ignorance, and you will fail in the beginning. Why? It ain't easy. So if you try one time and didn't get it, well, I tried it. No, try it again. Somebody knock you down, get up. Okay, life going to knock you down. It ain't gotta be somebody. Life plays the game against you too. Okay, but this is only because your mind has spent many hours over periods of days, months, years, even lifetimes, or how about eons? Eons a long time. Okay, and believing the world's illusion of human life. We all are ignorant, and some of us wake up and become enlightened and do what we need to do. That's the plan for all human existence. But all human existence ain't doing it. That's okay. They got recycle for that. Don't worry about it. Okay. But even if you were to understand that if your worldly attachment, your physical body, which are causing you mental agitation and constant suffering, there's a process of obtaining. Then you have to go through a process of obtaining what? Enlightenment. To counteract ignorance is to get enlightenment. And it is not as simple as just saying, okay, I'm gonna get enlightened. Okay, I'm gonna be better. And since my possessions are what distracted me, it causing my suffering, agitation, stuff to me like that. Okay, how about this? I just get rid of everything. That'll make it better. No, that's short-term thinking. Watch this. So even if you did that, give up everything. I'm trying to break it down. I see I went a little further than I'm supposed to. I still got a few paragraphs here to go, so stay with me. Hold on. Your goal is to become as what we call the lotus plant, which rises up from the muddy waters, the funkiest, stinkiest places, the best place they want to be. Why? Because now it's able to exist in that world without being soiled by it. Be in the world, but don't be of it. I see what's going on. That don't bother me. Like the lotus flower, when the sun come up, it opens up. Pure with sunlight. And all day long, the muck and the mire that surround it, don't stain it, don't touch it. Okay? When the sun go down, that's when they use it as the symbol for my semi-yoga philosophy. I can't think about that right now. But the purpose of the lotus flower is it be that. That means it only operates on God's premises. And because it does that, it's unstayed by anything around it. The muck and the mire, don't touch it. Okay? That's what you're trying to be like that. And having discovered this, what we call bliss in your inner self, spiritual discovery, always abiding in the wondrous glory of any situation where life presents you. I'm in that place, and I proved it just a day or two ago when I was pushed to my limit. Things being done to me that I didn't particularly care for. And that guy there, my mother even said, son, I'm proud of you. Because I would have went him on. The old me would have just lost my ever-loving mind and probably everything else I stand for and work for. So I had to maintain. And that's the perfect path because I found bliss. Okay, everything, let me go to this place where I can reframe. Again, teaching this is one thing, but living it is a whole different animal. I'll let you know when I have mine, I had one. So this is another one that applies to me. Once you master the teachings of your spirituality and is fully understood, aka mastery, you have a firm conviction as to what reality is. And now you can begin the process of making yourself deal with reality for what it is. Spiritual realization, it requires a sustained effort over a period of time wherein your spiritual disciplines are mastered, honed, and directed toward overturning the mountainous creation of ignorance, which the mind has produced in the past due to its own ignorance. Ignorance is the villain, and ignorance represents your ego. That's what made the ego set in ignorance the same, because it causes you to do. Your mind is like a river. And ignorance is ideas that there's like the logs, the rocks, the branches that clog up the river's flow, okay, like a dam. So with a block, so you divert or distort its Your ego will divert or distort the flow of the water. That's the concept that they have. An egoistic mind ain't gonna be clear. It don't think right. Simple as that. And with the correct equipment, right thinking, the correct understanding by daily practicing, and of your spiritual disciplines, like I do daily, and now through sustained effort from you personally, all those ignorant obstacles that within your spiritualization and the path of you reaching your spiritualization can now be removed. And by their doing that, you're allowing your river, your mind to flow freely toward this gold ocean of self-discovery, aka know thyself. And at the second stage in the practice of religion, I want to get to this too. Ritualism, in the Per Imharu, that's the book we're in now, also encompasses the spiritual disciplines of spiritual practice that you do daily, which are in today modern times recognized in the name of yoga, especially the yoga of what my favorite right thinking, yoga of righteous actions. This will decrease, this will, we will discuss these a little later on. All right, wrap it up now. If you have developed enough spiritual sensitivity, meaning knowledge of self, for you to understand that there is no abiding peace or happiness to be found in the ordinary physical human world. You are qualified to study and learn the deeper mysteries so you can live a spiritual lifestyle on the path to know thyself. This is the process of what? Initiation. You got to join somewhere, a cult, secret order. Initiating, and this will lead you from what? My purpose when I was a Mason to lead you from ignorance to enlightenment. Now my purpose as a spiritual sage, my job is to take you from ignorance to enlightenment, aka self-discovery, or I use the best, know thyself. I have a plan. And it's a process for which all human beings who are living an ordinary life is taught how to lead an extraordinary life, the spiritual life, mayat, and to attain what we call superhuman expanded enlightenment consciousness. Now you become God-like, where is there in exorbitant amount of source of what we call bliss and happiness, which does not depend on the external factors in the world. You're happy and blissed out because of what you do and what you know about yourself, where it is now possible for you to find unending peace within oneself and tranquility and joy, which is not subject to the external conditions, either prosperity or adversity. You, the initiate process, will show the way. When you learn and practice from a teacher, you will get to where you want to go. Wrapping it up. So in order for the teachings of mystical spirituality, aka right thinking, can come true in your life, in order for it to work, this is the best part. You must make them a central force in your life. I live right, I think right, I do right. Why? I made it, what you said, a central force in my life and at the center of my life, and I base my life around them. What? The disciplines. And I infuse them into my every aspect of my life. I'm God conscious. I do not do nothing, not think about God. And in this way, now you will become what we call transformed in the idea of what the teachers have described and told you would happen. You will be an enlightened being by practicing. And it is not possible to gain any higher spiritual understanding of the practices in any other way except to live them. That's what I want to get across right there. Thus, you, the initiate, the right thinker, is a way for you to live and not a single event get by without you handling it correctly. It is a continuous process which leads one to greater and greater sense of awareness and expansion, accumulating in what we call the highest level of self-knowledge. And the 3 stages of religion gets you there also. I gave that to break down the spiritual part and the religious part from the yoga, and they both get you to God. That's the idea, to know thyself. And anything you do is always up to you. Hope you got the lesson. Hope now you understand the human purpose of being here and what we're here for. Now, in closing, right thinkers, may you all dare to be 100, me 100 minus that day. So I never know my right thinkers who want to know what human existence and what its purpose found out, it passed away. Hope you get a lesson. I'll be right back.